This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Always good to be joined with Frank Smith. Yeah, good to see you, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
All the better for seeing you, as I always say. Couldn't be any more better to be a massive fight week. Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois. We're here, Wembley Stadium, 21st September. I guess there's been such a long build-up with the press conference being ages ago. But for example, finally be here, how excited are you for Saturday night?
Yeah, look, huge. 96,000 people going to be in Wembley on Saturday night. Heavyweight World Championship between two British fighters back in London. Riyadh season event. We've seen what Riyadh season do in Riyadh, but also in LA with the show earlier in August. Production levels on a whole nother scale, and a great fight, a great main event, and a great undercard as well. So excited, and it's exactly what we need. Is what British boxing needs, and it's going to be a great night.
Absolutely. And you mentioned there about sort of the production being on another level and everything like that. Like when you've got obviously Riyadh season come into play and they want to sort of shake up the game, do you feel like it gave you a new lease of life as sort of with Matchroom?
Yeah, look, I think we're always looking to evolve and change and bring new things into the sport. I think what Riyadh season have done, you only have to look at the quality levels, just shows you what their intent is in the sport and where they want to take it to. It's a great time for the sport of boxing. We've all got to keep evolving. We've all got to keep developing from all angles to make sure the sport doesn't get stale.
Absolutely. Just wanted to, touch on the main event. Anthony Joshua taking on Daniel Dubois. A lot recently has been made of Anthony Joshua and I guess the resurgence under Ben Davison. Do you think it's a fair assessment to make that we aren't too sure yet because we haven't seen him sort of potentially face that world level operator?
I think you only have to look at the confidence in the fights when he's going in there, and what he's doing, what he's delivering. I think he's in the best form of his life. You only have to look at the fights themselves, and he's delivering every time. He's confident in his ability, he's confident in what he's doing, and most of all, he's confident in his team. And he knows he's got a game plan when he goes in there. This fight will be no different. He'll have a game plan of what he needs to go in there and do. And I believe he'll deliver it and execute it like he has in every other fight. I believe it's going to be an unbelievable knockout early in the fight.
Simon Jordan made a claim on TalkSport that he said that Anthony Joshua, he's never faced anyone like Daniel Dubois with that raw knockout power. Do you think that's a fair observation to make that Dubois potentially got the biggest challenge to hurt AJ?
He's been in there with the best heavyweights in the world over the last 7, 8, 9 years, and he stood up to them. And heavyweight boxing, a 16, 17, 18 stone man, they can all knock each other out. That's the reality of it. They catch each other with a great shot, they can all knock each other out on their night. I don't really read into too much Simon Jordan says ever.
That's fair enough. But on terms of Daniel Dubois, where I know Eddie Hearn went on talks about Simon Jordan. He talked about sort of Dubois, his heart being questioned, calling him a quitter. But if we are led to believe what Dubois says about him sort of finding the light now, that make him more of a dangerous opponent now, with considering he's been through that adversity? Or is it more you look at a case of you're always going to have that in you?
I think you can't change. It's very hard to change an individual and change a person and their mentality. I think, he's very young as well. What is he, 27 years old? Something like that? 26?
He just turned 27.
He's 26 years old. I don't think he's going to have the experience that's needed to beat Anthony Joshua. But yeah, look, I'm sure he's evolved as a person. I'm sure he's grown as a person. He's developed and changed just like all of us do in all our walks of life. His is just under a microscope with a lot of pressure, and has been since he was, 19, 20 years old. But he's shown that he can work his way back through. He did that in the Joe Joyce fight. When he came back after the Joe Joyce fight, he showed in the Jarrell Miller fight he can work. He can come through the pressure. So he's definitely evolved as a person, but I just don't think he's ready for Anthony Joshua.
There was one situation I did want to talk to you about. We've just had Anthony Cacace and Josh Warrington walk on the red carpet. Obviously, IBF isn't on the line, but Cacace is still the champion. It's been it's been rumours flying around for a few weeks now about this being the situation. Why did it take till fight week, I guess, for the official announcement, you could say?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it was this week, but it's unfortunate. It doesn't really make sense to me how you can keep the belt, waiting essentially when the champions fight. Like, why not just sanction it? But it's one of those things. We move on. It's a great fight. It's a fight people want to see. Josh Warrington against Anthony Cacace, going to be a brilliant fight for entertainment. I'm just glad it's still happening.
Was there ever an intention to have a fight with Josh Warrington in the interim, knowing that, being aware that IBF historically they don't really play no games when it comes to sort of exceptions or this and that. Was there ever an idea to sort of let Josh Warren have a 12-rounder sort of somewhere on the undercard or something like that? Was that ever an intention so he could qualify for the title?
I don't think so, because by the time it all came together, it wasn't realistic, and everyone was happy to proceed with the fight. As I say, it's a great fight. You know, Anthony gets to retain his belt. It doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is.
Absolutely, Frank. As always, a pleasure to speak to you. Always good to see you, mate. And yeah, enjoy this fight week, mate. Top man. Thank you.